All right, guys, I wanted to highlight something that is I would say a problem for some, but not a problem for everyone on the new Metabones electronic ND. And yes, these things are tight, but what's different about this latest iteration of their locking mount, it barely works on the Sigma arts, and it absolutely is not able to even attempt to start clamping on a Simmod. And the reason why is it's two things. The first thing is the Simmod is really narrow. This lip here is that gap right there for the locking mount is really narrow on the Simmods. And you can see there is much more space on the Sigma Art, for example. But this is also the thickest it has ever been. That is really thick. When I compare it to two different other locking EF mounts that I have, hands down, this is 2.25 millimeters thick. This really old one was, I think it was like 1.5 millimeters. And I think this is like a later one because this one's 2 millimeters. That's 2 millimeters thick on the teeth, and I'm measuring it, with a really good quality caliper. And yeah, this being 2.25 millimeters is hands down, as of right now, way too thick to be used on Simmod. And I let Metabones know, but I have heard no response from them. I don't think anyone's ever gotten a response from Metabones. And this is important because in the eND, there's a little switch. Understandably, you want to disable the connections before you remove the lens. And on the Sigma Arts, it was barely able to get to the lock in order for this switch to activate. And that's this little tang, or technically deactivate. It's that little lip right there. If that is not disengaged, the electronic ND will not turn on. So if you're using Sigma Art glass because you like the manual focusing, then this has to be you really have to crank down on that lock really hard. Whereas as of right now, the Simmods, don't even bother. And these are the brass cine mounts. Definitely don't even bother yet. And I'm hoping Metabones watches this video, because I feel like their target audience is actually people who have lenses like this. Because nobody's using Metabones for autofocus for video. I don't know if the Canon lenses work. I just use the Sigma Arts and the MC11s, but I use these, and this really appealed to me for my FX3. So that is just a heads up for anyone looking to get one of these. I'm going to also post in the description just my other thoughts, but not in a video.